last week of the season, so I will stress, as I always do when it comes to these sort of things, this is the last chance for some of the items on screen. Whether it's last chance forever or last chance for a few seasons is entirely up to you, because a majority of the stuff in the archive like this will not be so easily readily available at, start of the next season. So if there's anything here, ornaments or looking or armor sets, anything, I'd recommend you pick them up now, because otherwise it will disappear for at least 2 seasons and they will not be available until you go back into the archive and have to go get them yourself. Or they're just brought back into the rotation. Speaking of which, in rotation for today, for our Bright Dust options, we have Hazard Pay, a shader from Season Lost, which is not too great on armor, a little bit better on weapons, just because they look a little bit more well distributed. And we also have the Subjugator entrance, which, if I recall, is basically the it's the Rolk/Caretaker entrance, where you just kind of pop in with the... Hard to say what energy it is. I'm pretty sure that's just like darkness energy. But then we also have Golden Days, a weapon ornament for no time to explain, which gives it a very sleek looking view of it, which I must say I approve, because you either had the original camo version or you had the frozen version, and that just looks plain better. We also have T-Ball and Emote, which is basically just kind of another way to whack the ball, because we already had an option for this, and now, yep, we have another way to whack a ball. Now, enter the main Brightest store for flare and shaders. We have Metropolitan Acoustics, which isn't that half bad for armor. It does look pretty good for a futuristic urban look, although for weapons, it's hard to say just because New Purpose has that red glow and it kind of throws it off. Then we also have Deep Sea Jaunt, which is another one of those, gives you a certain texture feel to it. This one a little bit of a blue carbon fiber appearance. Good for Titans. Not so sure how other ones will take it. Now we also have Circadian Chill, which is another ice-looking shader. White, blue tones, pretty good for, I'd say, Europa travels, if you are still looking for a Europa set. And then we also have Shattered Sinew from the 30th anniversary event, which is kind of just a... It's hard to say. This is almost like, now that I look at it, the original Bone Marrow shader from Destiny 1 and the Taken King, where your armor was white, but every undertone was like a flesh red. That's what that reminds me of. Then for Transmats, we have Box of Tricks from Season of the Dawn, which is you popping out of a box. The Vex Gate Arrivals from also Season of Dawn, which is you popping out of a Vex Gate, like the Undying Mind. And from Season of Splicer, we have a Gorgon/Harpy entrance, which I don't know why they say Harpy, considering that's clearly just a Gorgon. Now, lastly, for the big ticket items, we have the Hacky Sack Pack, which is a multiplayer emote from this season, which is basically just you passing around a hacky sack between you and 2 other friends, which I believe is just kind of infinite if you just leave it and let it go. So, and a little awkward of a restart there. But then we also have Thunderous Sword, which I remember is the He-Man/Thundercats sort of thing, but, it's another pop culture reference. That's pretty much all it is. There we go. And we also have the Convertible Shell from this season, which is a kind of another vehicle set for your Ghost, which kind of looks cool because it almost makes it look like it's a TIE fighter in a weird way. But still a pretty good looking Ghost Shell, although I still won't pick it over my flaming one. Then we also have Open Sky Tourer, which I believe is a Sparrow that goes with the set of the Ghost that we just saw. So if you wanted to at least get a matching item for that set, I would recommend that. And we also have Wings of the Firebird, a ship that was new to this season, which I might have to just pick up just because of how amazing this thing looks. It has a few details that doesn't change, like the fire doesn't change its color, and that orange glow stays the same regardless of your shader. So that's a little bit iffy, although it still just looks plain awesome as it comes. This is a part of its Solar 3.0 customization, so, there's that. And we also have the Radiant Breaker Plate, which I believe is also the chest plate for all 3 of the other classes in case you had the Bright Dust. And we're wanting to get it, but didn't like the rest of the set, but you did like the chest plate. So if you have any classes still needing that, I'd recommend you get it. And lastly, as usual, we have a random Ghost projection, this time the Colossus helmet. With that, my name is Matt Scorpion, and I will once again reiterate, a lot of this stuff will be disappearing, so if you do not get it by next week, sure, there will be new options and new stuff, but if you go, oh crap, I forgot to get that, that's no one's fault but your own. With that, I will see you in the next video.